Hey, what's going on, Victorious Army? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing today? I hope everything's well in your lives. Hope everything's well in your path, your spiritual path. And today I wanted to talk more on chartering your own course, your own path. After, realizing that pretty much on your own, right? So, start this out, right? For me, it was a bit nerve wracking, you know, to realize all these different things with consciousness and whatnot. But, I'm at the point where now I'm chartering my own path, right? What does that mean? First, the best thing to start off with is believe in yourself, right? No matter what it is you choose to do, where you're going to go, you know, believe that even if you don't even see the way now, it's going to open to you. Just have faith that no matter what you choose to do, it's going to work, you know? I say that because now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to, I won't really say the news, but if you've just been hearing a lot about what's been going on in the world in general, it's a lot of different things happening. And truth be told, right, we're all on our own, you know. Government don't really give a shit, all these vaccinations and things. It's just about money, right? And trying to monitor you and track you, right? Food is pretty bad, right? Stuff they put in it, the processed foods and things. It's a lot going on, right? Along that as well is just, you know, this whole different monetary exchange, right? This whole currency exchange and money is moving so differently now and very fast. Very fast. A lot of different things are changing, like I just said. Anyway, but it's time now to really start to figure out, what is it you want to do? You know, where are you gonna go? What is it you look forward to? Trailer. Best thing to do, start to get into your passions, you know, the things that you used to enjoy, Start looking towards the future as your own, you know. Don't let nobody tell you how you need to do you, right? It's one thing I struggle with. Because I was at the point where, like, a lot of different people were saying, oh, no, you can't do this. Oh, don't do that. This, and that, right? Just trying to say all these different things. And then for me, like, some of the things that I was hearing were conflicting with my own path, right? And for the longest time, I was just kind of drag on, right? Just dragging. Because, like, I feel like what these people were saying are true to a certain extent, but at the same time, right, it's stopping me from doing what I need to do or what I would like to do. And I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't think I care. You know, I'm not going to sit here and have a lot of people tell me I can't have my dreams or I can't do what I would like to do because they don't agree with it. People aren't going to agree with you. So what? So what? I don't care about their opinion. Because, a lot of people will drag you down with their opinion and how they think you should move, right? On what they think you should do. Just do your own thing. Do your own thing. But right, okay. So the first major thing I wanted to get to is, like I said, a lot of things are changing and happening fast. But now the world is pretty much open, right? We're in the age of information, and then I think we're moving into Aquarius if we're not already there, right? I personally have just been trying to figure shit out for myself. So not quite sure where we are exactly, but the world is open, right? All this different information on how to do all these different things, right? You know, anything. Anything you think of can happen. Anything you think you wish to do, someone may have done something like it or knows about it, right? It's best to be informed. And another great way to, help being depressed or being within, I guess, a sunken place, because that's where I was for the longest, just in a sunken place. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but everything seems so far away, even though, I may be right next to it, right? Like, I guess just a weird example, right? You see the wall behind me of the house? Like, that wall is right next to me, but it seemed so far away to me, right? Just kind of giving an idea of what that may seem like. It kind of don't make sense, but it makes sense to me. So I'm gonna go with that. But you know, when it comes to getting out the sunken place and getting over depressive things, right? It's your passions. What did you like? Before you got depressed, what is it you enjoyed? You know, what would you rather put your time into instead of, just sitting or being sad, right? And I guess you could say, right, oh, time doesn't exist because this, that, and that, and it's only a point in agreement upon different parties and this and that, right? Which I guess walks into the idea of a schedule. But what would you like to spend your life doing, right? Because now you realize the world is open, the government's just on some shit, that's why I don't fuck with politics either. You know, for me, a lot of people around me wouldn't help me and just threw me under the bus, and then had the audacity to not apologize and act like nothing happened. It is what it is, right? But that's why you have to start to take it into, or take into account, right, certain points, like, right, like, I guess looking at it almost like first steps. Certain points, like, what is it I was interested in? What is it that will bring me happiness or joy if I did them, right? Instead of, just sitting, not doing anything with your life, right? Because, the more you just sit and do nothing, the more you personally start to degrade. Those thoughts that you had, those passions, they all kind of start to float away, and all that sadness and depression starts to want to wander back in. So, this is why it's like, I'm gonna say, like, for me, as far as my passions, right, I was listening to a lot of people that who I personally believe to be more truthful about things I didn't really know about, right? And a lot of these different things these certain people said really conflicted with my own path, right? And conflicted with me doing my passions, having my passions. Because I personally was just so, how do you even say it? Like, easily influenced by others, I guess would be the best way to put it. Right? So someone told me don't do that, I wouldn't do that. Even if it wasn't something bad to me or that I enjoyed, I just wouldn't do it, right? And then when people started to, I guess, turn on me or act the way they wanted to act towards me and just didn't even care, right? It made me want to put my stuff down. Because it's like, they don't even believe in me, so why should I even believe in myself, believe in what I'm doing is right, right? And it took me a while to say that I choose to do it for me, you know. For the longest while, I thought, yeah, I should do it for me. Do it for me, right? Just no one else wants to help me. All I did was give out help, and no one gave a crap. No one gave a shit. So for me, it was hard to even take that first mental stand in me standing up for me doing for me and being for me, right? So I just advise you to think for yourself, you know? Trust your mind, trust what you were thinking. You know, if you thought something was really cool, or you thought something was interesting enough for you to walk into, trust that. If you had certain feelings about certain situations, trust your first mind. That was another hard thing for me, because I was at the point where I couldn't even trust myself because it seemed like no one else trusted me. And I was just doing the most that I could to just be a trustworthy being, just being responsible, right? So, trusting your mind, get back to your passion. And at this point, right, with all these different developments happening in the world, you know, I guess now we have a confirmed sighting for aliens, but at this point, I'm like, it doesn't really surprise me, hearing all the different conspiracy theories and, all these different people talking about the truth, or, all of this different information that was clearly never given in schools, you know, no one told me about them, I just happened upon them when I was looking around on the internet, right? And one thing about that truth stuff, it's stranger than fiction, which only means, right, anything is possible. All things are possible, right? So if people are trying to tell you that that's not possible, you can't do that for this, and that, and they try to wall you into that word box of this can't happen, just look at them and be like, okay, okay. And then just go and do what you were doing. Because why sit there and listen to someone who only wants to say, oh, it can't happen, that won't happen, that didn't happen, right? And just want to go on and give you all these litanies and lists about why this can't be, right? Those are very close-minded people, It's best to stay away from those if you can, right? So stay away from those, right? But back to the world is open, right? Like I said, back. oh, I'm getting it together. Anyway, like I said, right, we're in the information of technology. The information at the woo. We're in the age of information and technology, right? I'm sure maybe y'all heard of this, the influx of all these 3D printers and the cryptocurrencies and all these different technologies and things that are coming out now, right? This means that you can create whatever it is that you wish to create. You can make happen whatever it is you wish to make happen, no matter what. Because I got to the point where after doing so much research, it's like knowing all these different things that actually exist, but everybody else and all these different medias and stuff want to tell you that it doesn't, right? I'm just like, whatever I want to do, I'm gonna do it. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Because I realized a lot of this stuff, right, when I started to stop doing what I wanted to do, stop listening to the music I wanted to listen to, stop playing the games I wanted to play, doing all these different things that I used to do that brought me joy and helped to make me, right, for the things I wish to do. Lost train of thought there. Wow. It's been a minute. But, all is possible. Hang on to your creativity and nourish it. Treat it well. Be that person that actually did those creative things, and chose not to, just not do it, right? Be the one who decided to create, and it does take courage to create, right? It takes a lot of courage. Because like I was saying earlier, people just want to tell you, no, that can't happen, or I don't like this and this and that, right? Fuck that, right? Don't worry about that crap. You know, reach out of the depression, reach out of the sadness, and find those things that brought you happiness, right? Find a way to put together something that makes you joyful, makes you happy, because that's what's important. Because I realized, all of these different things, like I was saying a second ago about, me stop doing these things I like to do and stop listening to the things I like to listen to, right? And how I was losing myself because other people want to tell me how they think things should go. It's like, nah, nah, don't listen to that. Lost my train of thought again. Oh man. Yeah, lost my train of thought again. It's all right. Um, right. Oh, that's what it was. Right. They all just kept trying to stop me from being happy. Right. From being happy with what it is I'm doing. Right. Because it's interesting how a lot of people always got their nose in everybody else's business. Right. They want to tell you how that can't happen because this, and that, and no, don't do that, or that, and that. Right. They all up in your stuff. Right. They always want to tell you how that can't happen. Right. Ah, a little scatterbrain, but it's okay. I'm working with me. Right, right. They got their nose in my stuff and they want to take away my happiness, right? And it turns out, right, like they're saying these things because they can't do that. They didn't think that up. They didn't like that, right? Because some people are just secretly hating on you, right? Want to smile in your face, right? Want to be like, oh yeah, cool, right? Soon you turn blue, like fuck that nigga, that piece of shit right there. I swear. Always coming up with some shit. Like who does it? Like this is the type of shit that probably be going on in their minds, right? I had a lot of that happen to me, right? Like, oh yeah, you my brother. Oh yeah, we gonna all eat too. I'm the only one wasn't eating though, huh? Right. I'm the only one who just ain't getting no benefit from these whole situations because these people want to tell me all of this and tell me all of that. Just be lying and be angry at me behind my back. Excuse me. It's just sad. Me personally, after coming from a whole bunch of sexual abuse and molestation, I personally was very sensitive emotionally, very sensitive mentally, right? And it used to just be real easy to make me not want to do anything. Just other people want to have their control on me through, you know, them doing what they do, right? All these different control freaks, right? Or power abusers, I like to call them, because, you know, all these other people around me, back when they wanted to smile on my face and stuff, they were the ones who had, I guess, the most control over the situation. You know, I was listening to them, right? And it turns out a lot of these people just like to have control over others to do what they want them to do and not really give a shit about what I wanted to do or how I needed to get benefit or reciprocation, at least, right? Just the right reciprocation of energy from this exchange. And it's just fuck shit. But what's interesting though is that at a little bit of a deeper level, right? When we start to talk more spiritually and more, I guess I'm not really sure what another word to say that is though, but it's like these people are missing things from them, right? If they're people, because apparently not everybody's human, but right, more different things. But at a deeper level, It's like, maybe they had something taken from them, right? And now all they want to do is go and control and abuse people, right? Because hurt people, right? Which is true, but I believe that to be a very irresponsible thing. Very irresponsible. Because it's like, I feel like if someone did something to me, right? Why would I go and hurt somebody else who had nothing to do with it, really, right? Had nothing to do with that situation. But I'm going to go and inflict damage upon them because I want them to hurt and feel my pain. Shit, I don't even want to feel my pain, I'll be honest, right? Right, I guess a little bit of a more personal example, right? Just so I guess it's clear. Right? Just because some evil piece of shit decided to molest me and my father decided to sexually abuse me, ain't no way in fuck I'm gonna go and touch nobody else like that or sit there and sexually abuse someone else. Right? Because I think that that is clear and point blank unacceptable. Because if I'm hurting this damn much from feeling all that damn pain, and I went through what I went through mentally and spiritually and just being torn up all the time, why in the fuck would I ever want anybody, for that matter, to feel that type of pain, right? Especially if they didn't do anything to me to deserve that, right? So, I mean, it's just you, like, these hurt people, they have to find better ways and avenues to express themselves, to clear and heal this pain, right? Because that shit's irresponsible, right? That shit is very irresponsible, and all it does is perpetuate this fucked up cycle that the world has been in for the most part, right? And now that we're raising in information and consciousness and spirituality and all these different things and ideas, right? Everything is upgrading and taking a step forward, upward, right? So there's no need to really hold on to any of that type of shit. There's certainly no need to make anyone else feel that either. I was going somewhere, but I don't know where it was. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Work with me, people. I'm trying, I promise. Or better yet, I'm doing, right? Don't try. Don't try to do anything, just do it, right? Bring yourself or prepare yourself mentally, spiritually, to do what you need to do. And go and do it, right? Bring it to completion. That would be the best idea instead of trying, right? Because I realized back when, I didn't really know what was going on. Like, why are these people doing this to me? Like, I was trying so hard and working so hard. But maybe that was the problem. I was just trying instead of doing. So, do it, right? And I'm going to say for me, it took me a while to want to do anything for myself. Because I had such lack of self-love, right? It was like, oh, you talking about love, weirdo, right? But no, really, it's real, right? Because I couldn't do anything for myself because I didn't feel I loved myself enough. So, my victorious army, victorious family, love yourself, right? Love yourself despite all these different things that people want to do to lower your spiritual vibration, your energetic vibration, to bring you to a lower frequency so they can continue to mess with you and take from you and, talk all this crap about you, right? Don't let them do that, right? Be defiant in your self-love, right? Like, stand there in front of them defiantly loving yourself, right? boldly in they motherfucking face loving yourself. Right? Do those things you like in spite of all of their rudeness, all of their evil in some cases, right? All of their crap that they want to just download onto you and put that on you, right? You know, one thing I had a hard time doing was standing up for myself, right? Even when I knew I was in the right and I knew I was being truthful, right? It was hard for me to stand on that fact, right? That seems strange, right? Because most people, if I'm right, I'm gonna stand on my rightness, right? But let me give you a little story as to why for me that was hard, right? So a couple years ago, it's been a good minute, right? Back when I used to go to an after school program in daycare, right? It was the afternoon time, right? We had gotten to the daycare. Me and other children were out there playing. We came back inside, and I was sitting next to this dude who I guess we became friends. Just doing whatever, doing children things, right? And what happened? So like after a while, right, it started to get dark outside, and then they brought us all in so we could watch movies until our parents came. And I was sitting next to my new homie there, right? Just chilling, right? And then I think I told him or he told me, right? I bet you I can suck my stomach farther than you can. just children things, right? Children things, right? And then so we're sitting there just doing that, just being little silly kids, right? Sucking our stomachs and just, I suck my stomach in, right? And then I guess, I'm not sure what to call her. I guess the principal or the dean of the little daycare center. I don't know what title you would hold that as the head of the daycare center, but the head of the daycare center, lady walked out and she's like, okay, will both of you please come up front, right? And at that time, I felt something was wrong, right? I felt like we're in trouble, right? She didn't necessarily express that. She didn't really explain to us why we had to sit up front. It was nothing, right? We don't know. But the way she said it, like, for me, I knew we were in trouble for some reason, right? So me and him were both sitting on the little benches they had in there, right, until our parents came. I think his parents came first, right? Or did they? I don't remember that. So I think my father came first, right? And this about to be some shit. Get ready for this one, right? So my father walks up to the door. I see him, and then automatically his expression changes, and I'm like, oh, here we go, right? I already know. So then he walks in and goes up to the front and starts talking with the lady, right? And okay, this is what she tells my father. She says, I walked out behind them and they had their penises out and were measuring them or something to that effect. And I am just like, and then here goes my dad. He did what? I'm like, no, this ain't even fair. Because at this point, right, like I said, she didn't explain to us why we were up there. She didn't express no grievances. She didn't make us do anything. She's like, nothing, right? And so I'm just over here like, what even in the, I just don't even know what to even think at that point, right? So there's that, right? And of course, right, now he's ultra mad at me per usual, as he normally is. So we get in the car, right? And we get home, and what makes it worse, it's like we 2 minutes away from the house at this point. It's like, oh, right. And if the light's green, that's probably like a minute and a half. It's like, no, man, right. So we get home, right. My father tells me to go upstairs and wait for me in my room, right. And I already know I'm just sitting there like, oh, here we go. Here come the ass whooping. Here we go. Oh boy. And mind you, it's like I'm still blown away by the fact that that's what that lady said that we were doing, right? But clearly this is not what happened. Right. So I'm waiting up there, knowing it's about to come, knowing that that ass whooping is on its way, even though I ain't do shit, but just being a child, right? And he finally gets upstairs, right? What did he say first? I think he said, "Show me what you were doing," right? So I'm already scared shitless, right? It's not like I could even hold any type of confidence in my own truth at this point, right? So I did the best I could. So I went and I sat on the bed, right? And I sucked my stomach in and I said, "This is what we were doing." And he goes something like, "Oh yeah? Then why did she say you had your dick out?" And I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, how can I even say anything to go against what she said, right? How can I say anything to go against what another adult told my adult father, right? I didn't have shit. So I was silent, right? And then that belt started swinging and I got my shit torn up, right? Got my shit torn all the way up for telling him the truth, right? Telling him the truth of the situation, but he chose to believe that lady over me, right? Even though I didn't have any other issue like this before ever, right? I told him and I showed him the truth, right? Of what happened there. And I still got my ass torn up bad for that one. I didn't even do shit, right? And what's interestingly enough, right? After a while, I started questioning, I guess back up to more recent times, right? I kept questioning, like, why is it so hard for me to stand on my own truth? Why is it so hard for me to stand on the fact that I am right in a certain situation, right? And then it dawned on me because, like the whole story I just told you, later on in my life, I didn't realize that that would come back to mess me up later, right? I told him the truth and he still kicked my ass, right? So, that's just a personal story for me as to, why it was hard for me to be able to stand on my own truth when I'm in the right. And so it took me a while and a lot of self-love, a lot of self-forgiveness to even get to that point where, I stand up for myself, stand up on my own truth, stand up on the fact that I'm right, right? So what I urge you all to do is, if you know for a fact that you are right in your situation and people may want to paint you in a different way, in a different light, stand on that truth hard. Stand on it. Stand up for yourself. No matter how hard it is for you to hold it right there, you stand on it. You never turn your back when you are right. Don't ever turn your back when you are right. So yeah, right. But okay, it's been a minute, so I'm about to wrap this one up here. So, believe that you are right. All those thoughts you had, all those things you thought were cool that you wanted to do, but other people wanted to talk all that shit and say, no, you can't do this, no, that is not right. Fuck them, right? Fuck what other people got to say. Believe in your truths and believe in your dreams. Stand on that shit firmly. Firmly. Firmly grasp it. Sorry, I had to throw that one in there. But, you know, so start connecting with your passions, you know. Defiantly reach up out of that fear, that sunken place, that depression, and firmly grasp your dreams and your passions back. Get that happiness feeling for you inside, right? In your spirit, you know, raise your vibration. All of that. Because you are worth it and you deserve it. So, you know, it's about it. Thank you all for watching and lead yourself to your greatest victory. You deserve it. Peace.